All right, so I got a comment today and it says, no amount of financial literacy can combat systematic poverty. You can give all the literacy and education that exists to someone. If they are broke and don't have a dollar to save, they will not build wealth. The idea that if folks just learn more about money, they will escape poverty is a lie. Where do we begin? Systematic poverty is a thing. I'm not denying that. I have strong feelings about what I read, and I just want to first off say that I'm leaning more towards the sides of I disagree with most of it, and I do think that financial literacy can help a lot with systematic poverty. One of the things that comes to my mind is being armed with knowledge. Knowledge is power, and if you have knowledge of things like investing, budgeting, better spending habits, that means you can start to have a lot more control. And knowledge can help you get out of the situation. Knowledge of things like knowing how to borrow better, not putting yourself into traps that will keep you where you don't want to be. Better management of money and building financial security over time. When you have better knowledge, you can try to get yourself out of the situation of the poverty or this systematic oppression that is being referred to. Now, I don't know how many of y'all have been to the projects, the ghetto, the hood, whatever it is you want to call it, and you go there and you see people with these nice cars and they have the nicest shoes and they have the nice clothes and everything, but they don't really have the lifestyle that they want to live. They're living in an environment that is not luxury. It's not something that most people will want to live in, but they have all these nice things. So if you're telling me that financial literacy doesn't matter to people who are systematically oppressed in poverty, it does. It makes a big difference because maybe they won't fall into these traps. And that's why I don't like the idea of people just saying, oh, there's no amount of financial literacy that you can do to really combat this. And it's like, yeah, you can, because some of these people, maybe they won't get the Scat Pack. Maybe they won't get the Charger or the Challenger. Maybe they do need somebody to tell them, because maybe nobody is telling them that this is why they may end up staying right where they are. It's because they're going to be stuck. And there are people out there that are too busy saying, oh, we'll never be able to get out this situation and being victims forever, that they're not taking the time to even inform this person, hey, this is the stuff that's going to keep you stuck here. I remember seeing the Payday loan office right up the street from my house. And if you live in certain communities, you see it. Like, they're just posted up all throughout all sorts of neighborhoods. Why aren't people telling the people that they know to stay out of these places? No, we just keep saying things like, oh, we're systematically oppressed. Why not tell people stay away from those places because they got high APRs and they're going to take all of your money, and you're going to end up owing these people so much money that you're just going to have to keep coming back every week just to stay afloat, because you done got in the payday loan cycle, and you know that that's something that is in the hood. It's something that's in the projects. It's in places that have lower income. And I'm not saying that these aren't predatory systems that I think shouldn't be allowed in the first place, but I'm just saying you would need financial literacy to know to tell people to stay away from them, right? Or you would need some level of financial literacy to know that these sort of predatory loans aren't okay, right? So if we're too busy just saying, oh, we're oppressed because of a system, there is a lot of other things that are going to be keeping us oppressed if you're in those environments. But they're not talking about that. Everybody just like, it's the system, it's the system. What about the things that we can control? Y'all don't want to talk about that? Y'all don't want to talk about saving and investing. And we saying stuff like, oh, well, if I'm broke, then, what I'm going to be building wealth for? For one, if you're able-bodied and you're mentally and physically capable and an adult, you can get a job and then you can take your money and invest. And if somebody says to me, oh, well, after all of my bills, I don't have nothing left over. And I ended up getting a comment that agreed with the original commenter that says, honestly, I agree. You can read all about 401ks, investment portfolios, retirement accounts, and high interest saving accounts. But if bills leave you with only $30 at the end of the month, all that is basically useless to you. And I was just thinking to myself, and it's no shade towards this person, but even if it's $30, are you saying that you're not worthy of putting $30 into yourself if that's what you got left? Where else, like, what is more important than investing into yourself? And that's my question now that I have for everybody, because it seems like the more videos I make, I just keep getting more comments that it's just like, and I don't know how to say it, like, I want to be a victim type of comments. Why won't you let me be a victim? You're stuck because you're allowing yourself to be stuck a lot of times. Are you really showing up for yourself if you won't put $30 back into yourself and you're saying, oh, it ain't really nothing anyway? If it's not nothing, why not put it into you? How do that make sense? But we saying we systematically oppressed. I'm thinking, do we value ourselves? Do we show up for ourselves? Do we think that we're worth the investment? Because if $30 ain't nothing, then do it. Do it. If $1 ain't nothing, like how some of y'all be kicking and screaming, this ain't no money, it ain't gonna make no difference. Why don't you do it? You go do it for McDonald's. You give them $1 before you put it into yourself. And you'll say to me, oh, it ain't gonna do nothing. Then if it ain't gonna do nothing, then put it in there. And from what I understand, a lot of people have this idea that they don't want to be on their last bit of money and then they've already invested it, then they gotta pull it out, which I can understand that. But if this is the situation month after month, year after year, at what point do you question, am I doing something wrong financially? Maybe I need some financial literacy because what I'm doing isn't working. Then you can ask yourself, maybe should I be paying myself first? Should I be investing into myself first? Should I be making more money? Should I be doing something a little bit different than what I'm already doing? Because every month I keep finding myself in a situation to where I'm spending all of my money and then I'm down to my last couple of bucks and then I'm waiting on payday and I repeat the cycle. And at what point do we say that this involves financial literacy? One of the things that's helped me the most is making sure I have a fully funded emergency fund. Then after that, I was able to invest into myself without worry. Now, because when I start investing into myself, I'm not able to touch that money. It's not something that if an emergency comes up, I'm like, oh, I'm going to take out of the investments that I have. That's not what it's for. The emergency fund is to take out the money. So the first step, in my opinion, for me was to make sure I had the emergency fund. But the question is a lot of people even working towards an emergency fund, or are they just saying, oh, I need $30 or I need the last little bit of money I got every month, and then that money's gone, and then every month you're broke. When you have better financial literacy, maybe you can understand taxes better. Maybe you can understand business better. Maybe you can understand credit better, instead of just saying it's a systematic thing and like there's no hope for us. And to quickly touch on financial literacy between different economic statuses, do y'all seriously think the wealthy people that you see, like a lot of people swear, oh, these people, they've been given money, it's generational wealth, they've been passed down money. If y'all think that money just stays in their family because they aren't teaching these kids and teaching their grandkids how to manage the money, I don't know what y'all think this is. That's how it ends up being generational. That's where the financial literacy comes in, because if you get that one knucklehead in the bloodline who just want to ball till they fall and they don't understand how to make this money work for the family, it's going to be gone. People that are in better financial situations are teaching their generations after them how to be good stewards of money, how to make the money work for them, how they could clock in less, how they don't even have to clock in at all as long as they make this money work for them. But people on the opposite side are just too busy teaching their children, teaching their grandchildren to ball till you fall. So, hey, you work hard, go spend your money how you want to spend it. Don't let nobody tell you what to do with your money. That's your money. Do what you want to do. You want to go on a trip, spend that money. You work hard. You clock in, you can get that overtime. Oh, you're able to do this. Like, oh, y'all making good money. Only live once. Like, you should be happy. Just get the car. It's a nice car, because your family's gonna make fun of you if you don't get that nice car, and you know it. And you ain't trying to be part of the roast session. So you gonna get the car because you want to make it seem like to your family that you got something nice and you're doing well, and you don't got no savings. And then you got this high interest. And then you know what it ends up really doing? It ends up fueling to the people over here that have wealth that a lot of y'all say y'all can't stand in this country, which is wow. I don't even know how many comments I get where people are like, we need to fight against the rich. Y'all are feeding the rich. Y'all are feeding the rich. You're feeding their kids, their grandkids, because y'all are buying up all the stuff and they own all the stocks. They own the companies. And the people who own the companies, when y'all just keep spending up all the money, y'all are making them more rich. And that's how it works in this country. But a lot of people won't open their eyes to it. Meanwhile, while people think that financial literacy is not important, they're not teaching this to their kids. So then what ends up happening is you end up having children, you end up having grandchildren, and then they just keep thinking and looking around saying we're oppressed and the system set up against us. And not saying that there's not systems set up against you depending on where you are and what you look like, but I am saying this: a lot of things you're passing down is not to be a good steward of money, and you haven't taught them anything about financial literacy. So as soon as they turn 18, they're gonna go get a Hellcat. Because we know how to be hood rich. We don't know how to do anything good with money. And then we're going to stay right where we are. And we're going to pull up to the apartment that ain't even got no couch. But it don't matter because the car ride good. Like, they see how I'm pulling up. They see me pulling up. They jealous. Y'all be for real. That's what what we really do, that's what we really say. That's what we spread in our community down to the generation. Oh, you need to keep your hair done. You need to keep your nails done. Money, money, money. Ain't nobody talking about how to make the money, make them more money. And will even go as far as to say things that make it seem like it's not important, like it's not the reason why we're stuck. That's the reason why people have to work. People have to work because they don't have the luxury of time, because they don't have passive income streams that provide money. They have to physically clock in the job. And I'm not saying that building wealth is overnight. You're just gonna be rich and be able to do everything. But I'm just saying, you gotta start somewhere. We all gotta start somewhere, and the start is zero. The start number is zero for you, for me, for your auntie, for your dad, for your mom, for your cousin. The number is zero. Are you gonna do it or not? And the thing is, a lot of y'all ain't gonna even start at zero and make the zero a 1. Your zero stays zero until you die, because there's every other thing that is more important than you showing up for yourself. And I'm supposed to get behind the idea of we need to blame something or blame something else or somebody else. And I'm not getting with that. I'm not signing off on that. I don't agree. And I never agree with it. And I don't want you to agree with it. And I want people to really open up their eyes to the rhetoric that we spread across the communities that we're from, in our families, the things that we're telling each other, oh, you need to show that you're doing well by doing X, Y, and Z. I don't gotta show nothing. I don't care if you think I'm broke. Like, why do we care what it looks like? Forget what it looks like. What is it? What is it really? What is it in real life? Because some of y'all too worried about what it's giving. I don't care what it's giving. I want to know what it is. What it is more important than what it gave. The part that really got me is if they're broke and they don't have $1 to save, they will not build wealth. That don't gotta be you. Don't listen to people like that. Don't listen to the comments. Don't listen to people around you saying if you're broke, you're not going to do something. You're only not going to do something if you don't want to do it. You need to be the voice of reason. When there's any shadow of a doubt of people around you, of influence around you, of any noise that is trying to get you to do something that's not in your best interest, you need to have financial literacy. Maybe that might help you. Of course, you're not going to do it if you don't want to. And then you're going to just say, oh, I'm oppressed, because you're still going to go out and participate in capitalism. Y'all ain't finna sit here and make me believe that you're not spending money on things that don't matter, because that's what people like to do, and then they'll be broke. So if you're going to do that and then holler out you're broke, it's like, yeah, that's why you're broke. You don't put yourself first. You're not putting yourself first, and it shows. And it actually ends up becoming a reflection of your decisions. One of the first things that you need to do when you're trying to understand how to build wealth is understand how you think about money. If you don't know how you think about money and how you feel about money, how are you even going to do that? And if your attitude towards money is, well, I can't do it. If I'm broke, how we going to build wealth? We not focused on building wealth. We're broke. Maybe if you have financial literacy, you would say, how can I make more money? When you make money, you might say, well, how can I make this money make me more money? And then maybe you might say, well, I might be able to open a business to get more money. And then I might be able to do this. I might be able to do that. But if you're just sitting in the idea that you're like helpless, what is that? That's not productive. And I'm sad to say, I think a lot of people want to be just helpless. And why do y'all want to be helpless? You don't have to be helpless. If you're a grown adult, you have a choice. Like, there is hope. Now, I know a lot of people come from really bad environments, situations, lifestyles. There is hope. You don't have to settle for whatever lifestyle is in front of you. You can make the change. I believe that we all have purpose on earth. I feel like we all have different talents. What's your talent? What are you good at? And some of y'all ain't tapped into your full potential. Some of y'all are really gifted and able to do some really good stuff. And you just sitting there like, I don't know, I'm just stuck. Use your God-given talent to make you some money. You and the Lord Jesus Christ, you need to talk, and y'all need to figure out what is going to be your path to get you out your situation, because everybody's path in life is going to be different. But if you're meaning to tell me that your path is to be stuck, I don't believe that. And I don't think you should believe that either. I don't believe anybody should have to be stuck. If that was the case, I should be stuck. I shouldn't be here right now. If that is the case, if we are all just victims of every situation that we've been through, it's a good thing y'all don't know what I've been through. It's a good thing that you can't see it on my face. It's a good thing that that every little thing that I've encountered, you cannot see it on this screen. Because I don't even think some of y'all will watch, because it's ugly. It's ugly. So my point is, I'm gonna get emotional. It really bothers me when people are wasting all of their potential and they just feel like they can't do nothing. I don't know. What is this? This is the work of the enemy. And I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Any of y'all that are watching that feel like you're just stuck, you're just like, oh, I'm a product of my environment. Please, please, please don't believe that, because you are destined for something. And I do believe that, yes, you can read all the books you want, but you have to apply what you read. You can't just listen to people talk about financial literacy all day on YouTube and think that now all of a sudden you about to be wealthy, you about to be rich, you just finna have this lifestyle that you always thought. You're gonna have to do something. Yeah, you don't have to do something. That's why I don't like this talk of financial literacy can't combat systematic poverty, when it's all about taking the information that you learned and doing something with it. So nothing ain't gonna work, period, if you ain't doing no action. That's not how life works. Nothing in life is gonna fall out the sky. But I'm telling you one thing, if you just waiting on a system to come save you, are you telling me, and I'm not saying this person was, but I'm just asking the question, if we're saying that systematic poverty is even remotely related to financial wealth and lack thereof, then I would question, are you waiting on a system to come help you? And you put more faith in the systems than yourself. What is supposed to get you out your situation? And that's why when we have conversations online, I don't even like talking if I feel like I don't have anything to add that's valuable. But one thing I think I can add that's valuable to this is that when you hear people complaining about things and just saying, oh, it's this, it's that, I'm not trying to point fingers. When you're in a situation, pointing fingers at this person, at that person, and this person's did this, and this system did that, and this is why I'm here. I could use that same energy to try to figure out how to get up out of here. Now, which one do you see more of? Which one is easier to do? Which one, because I know which one is going to require effort. I know which one is going to require a plan. It's going to require some thought. You might actually have to look in the mirror and say, what am I good at? What can I do? Which one is it? It's easier to say, this is keeping me down, that's keeping me down, this, like all these things, than to just look in the mirror and say, what can I do about it? Because I tell you what, when I was in some situations I ain't want to be in, the only thing that was going to get me out of them situations was me. There was not no system that was going to be set up that was going to come save me. The only thing that could help me is me. So the question is, what are you going to do about your life? Are you just going to sit there and be like, the system? Because it's people like that. They are just like, the system, this is like the the Spider-Man meme. The system. Like, and they do that for years. That's the plan. And I know a lot of people will probably be like, this is such a boomer take. Like, oh, what they say, like lace up your bootstraps or whatever. I'm just asking, do y'all really think that there's going to be some help that's going to come give you these lifestyles that you want without you doing the work, without you having to risk anything, without you having to even risk $30? $1? Some people don't even do $1. $1. And we talking about systems. And meanwhile, we talking about systems fully participating in capitalism and consumption of goods and products and things that we know. Y'all know y'all don't need that stuff. Y'all know y'all don't need it. You like it. I'm not saying you don't like it. I like it too. Like, we all like shiny things. Shiny things. Everybody sees the shiny things and they go buy the shiny things. But what about you? What about yourself? Are those things more important than you? Are you showing up for you? And that's what I want y'all to do. I want you to look in the mirror today, please, and tell yourself that you're gonna show up for yourself, because a lot of y'all ain't showed up for yourself in a long time. So if you ain't gonna show up for yourself, how you expecting any system to come and show up for you to save you? You won't even save yourself. You won't even put $1 into an account. We got to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future. Need me some water.